Hi everybody, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. Here's my site, alohaastro.com, and I wanted to share something with you because right now we are having an event occurring that is happening not just in Washington D.C. It's the Women's March on Washington beginning today, Saturday, January 21st, 2017. The rally begins at 10 a.m., ends at 1:15, marching at 1:15 p.m. And this is actually being joined in by groups of women and men all around the world. I've just been looking at the marching that's going on throughout countries everywhere, including, amazingly, Antarctica. This is an historic moment, and I was actually getting chills while I was watching people marching everywhere and just following the news of this event. I can't really think of another time in my life where I have seen so many people come together to have something that they want to express. It just brings me chills, it brings me tears, and I hope that this will be a day that literally changes the world, changes history, and changes how people live for future generations to come. So I wanted to look at a chart for the moment of this actual march, and I consider 1:15 p.m. since it was posted as the actual time of the march in Washington, D.C., to be an event worth natalizing here with a chart. And anytime something significant occurs, such as in relationship, the first date or the wedding, the beginning of a new business, anything that is actually the birth of something creates a chart, and the chart can be read just like a natal chart of a person. And the first thing I noticed is that we have a bowl chart pattern, which is always very strong energy, where you literally have all the planets lined up in successive houses forming a bowl, and this places a lot of energy all in a row, kind of like a train where all the cars of the train are hooked up together and they can join the energy of each individual car toward the strength of the entire train. So we have a great deal of focused energy with a bowl pattern. And the important planets in a bowl chart, or three places to look, would be the rims of the bowl. And here we have Jupiter in the 5th house in Libra, a sign of balance and harmony, especially compromise between people, seeking perfection. And Libra rules the 7th house of relationships, so we have the emphasis here on growth and balance in relationship and between the sexes and all people, human rights. We have Jupiter for growth in that 5th house. This is where people get together and play. This is where everything about being a human being, the creativity, the enjoyment and the pleasure of being alive, being here in body, even competition comes out in the 5th house, where we want to express ourselves creatively or dramatically, where we want to nurture and grow something, where we enjoy playing, where we enjoy creating, where we enjoy being with other people, making friends. Jupiter opposes the other rim of the bowl here, where we have Uranus, the planet of individuality, uniqueness, independence, change, the future, in the 11th house of friends, groups, and organizations. It's in that very strong Aries, independent fire sign, the sign that says, I am. And here is the sign that says, we are. So this is a very strong dynamic, and together they form a T-square pattern with Pluto in Capricorn, that patriarchal energy that can represent the basically old school, what was. It's also success, authority figures, patriarchal energy. Pluto here shows the intensity of the situation, the need for establishing something different and doing the work of bringing this into the consciousness, bringing it into even the laws. The eighth house is where we share our assets, we merge our boundaries, and it's how money and materialism and the spiritual side of life, where we basically merge with other people and where we express our values. Values are very important with the eighth house, both through the use of money, the use of governmental resources. I think today, especially as pages are being taken down that have been up online, things having to do with the Native American page, the disabilities page, the environmental page. There are pages disappearing from the White House website, from our government, that basically is showing that there's a destruction or demolition going on against humanity and rights at this point in time. And I think that the demonstrations going on right now and the marching going on right now is to point out and show the truth of what's happening. We have an energy pattern here with Pluto where it makes a sextile to the moon in Scorpio. And Scorpio basically shows the all or nothing, the high road or the low road, and it gets down and exposes what is hidden underneath. And there's deep passion and emotional intensity when the moon is in Scorpio. And the moon today in Scorpio in this chart gets a lot of support from the other planets. It supports Pluto. It supports Venus, Mars, Chiron, all joined together in that 11th house of friends, groups, organizations. And organizationally, it can represent the government that represents society and the other nations' governments as well, not just the government of the United States. But with the harmony here between the masculine Mars, the feminine Venus, in compassionate, sensitive, and all-inclusive Pisces, we are doing the work of healing this in society right now through the expression of our feelings by demonstrating, by being out there in the world and speaking the truth and showing what is going on and showing what we believe to be right and true. The sun in Aquarius in the 9th house. This is where we gather and share information and experiences, where we are heard, where we take the high road in terms of our philosophy or our viewpoints, where we express ourselves verbally, where we seek the truth and justice. And the sun in Aquarius, Aquarius on the midheaven, rules the 11th house of friends, groups, organizations, the government, where we stand together as a society. I'm literally brought to tears by this chart, and I do hope that this portends a change in the consciousness of not just our own society and the people that make up our government, but also that our voice is heard, who we are in this solidarity, in this unity of a consciousness of people all around the world. What is right and what is true comes forward into the future. Neptune up in the 10th house, one of our most elevated planets in Pisces, in its exaltation here, exalted by sign, and up in the 10th house where it wants to be seen out in the world, is making a sextile to Mercury in the 8th house. And may the truth be told today. May the truth be heard. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And the North Node in the 4th house of our home, our psychological foundations, in Virgo, that the things that need to be done, that basic needs and a home for everybody, that this is our home, this planet is our home, and we have to consider the basic needs of all people and do what's right and take care of each other. Thank you.